pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantic. Flight downside, speed off. Speed off.
Yikes. You bet. Okay. We don't need any more of these.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, where you are looking live at Space Launch Complex 40, where a Falcon 9 rocket is set to make a record-breaking flight on another Starlink mission. This is the 15th operational Starlink mission, the 16th launch overall, and it is a 7th flight of this Falcon 9 booster, Booster 1049. This will make it the fleet leader of the Falcon 9 fleet for SpaceX. My name is Thomas Burkhardt. I'm a reporter for NASASpaceflight.com, and I'm joined here at Cape Canaveral by Chris Gebhardt. Chris, how are you today?
I'm doing well myself. How are you, Thomas?
All right, your audio lied for a second, but we're back. Good to see you here, Chris. And we're also joined in the studio by Michael Baylor. Michael, how are you?
I'm good. How's everyone doing?
And I believe we're also joined by Das, who may or may not be playing with cameras again. Das, are you here on comms?
I'm here, but I'm busy playing video games that look a lot like robotic cameras.
But the entire NSF team is here, and we've got a couple different milestones actually on this particular. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're also joined by Stephen Marr, photographer for NASA Spaceflight. Stephen, how are you?
Great, how you guys doing?
All right, Steven's here as well. He'll be taking some photos as always. But yeah, a couple milestones coming up on this flight. As far as the mission itself goes, another pretty standard Starlink mission, 60 satellites on board, continuing to deploy the satellite internet constellation. But I believe this is also the 100th SpaceX mission, but there's like a couple different ways to count SpaceX missions. So Chris, tell us what milestone is SpaceX hitting today?
So it's the 100th flight of the Falcon 9 today. So yesterday we had the 100th mission of the Falcon 9 with the Sentinel-6A launch, the successful launch of the Sentinel-6A flight out of Vandenberg. And then today we have the 100th flight, and there's a one-flight mission mismatch with the Falcon 9 because the Aimless 6 satellite, which had a static fire issue conflagration on the launch pad on September 1st, 2016, counts as a mission, but not as a flight. So that is why we ended up having and getting ready for the 100th on the launch pad, able to accomplish in just 10 and a half years for in addition to the one you mentioned of this being the 7th reflight of this booster.
And so the 100th flight of the Falcon 9 rocket today, of course, a huge milestone there for SpaceX. And the other big one we're looking at is this particular booster flying a 7th mission. So far, there are 2 Falcon 9s that have flown 6 already, including this one. This one, of course, set to launch again tonight at 9:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, flying its 7th mission and becoming the leader as far as flights is concerned for a Falcon 9 booster. And again, SpaceX is using these Starlink missions as a sort of low-risk flight, able to push the boundaries of these boosters, get them up to even higher flight numbers, and gain data from those missions so they know if they can use those boosters for non-internal payload missions and things like that going forward. So that is the sort of general gist of this mission. If you have any questions about tonight's mission or SpaceX or anything like that, feel free to put them into chat and tag us with @NASASpaceflight, and we'll be happy to answer your questions over the course of the countdown. Right now, we're about 42 minutes away, so we're still short of the fueling timeline. So the countdown, the business end of the countdown hasn't really started yet, but we're getting close. That go or no-go poll for propellant loading will begin at T-minus 38 minutes. So we're getting close to that, and that's when action will really pick up.
But in terms of visual action, there's been something today that's been a little weird. in terms of what we can see with it. I know, Thomas, you and I were commenting on it when we got here. And if you followed our other NASA Spaceflight social media channels, you know we definitely caught some purging that was going on from the transporter erector here about an hour ago that looked fairly odd and not quite normal. However, this is just one of those, this was actually just one of those rare moments when the atmospheric conditions here at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station combined perfectly at a time when we just happened to be looking at it with our fleet cam in Port Canaveral that just made some of the normal purging and venting that they do of the transporter erector and the fuel lines prior to getting into the business end of the countdown a lot more visually prominent tonight than they normally are, but nothing out of the ordinary for all of that venting that we saw from the systems here about an hour ago. But yes, to what Thomas was saying, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them up in the chat for them, and Michael can see them on the back end with a program that he's written that can pull those specific ones that are tagged NASA Spaceflight out to make it easier for us to see. So if you do have any questions, let us know. But as it stands, we are headed down toward an anticipated liftoff here just 41 minutes from now.
Couple other details for this mission. After liftoff, the first stage will of course power the initial phase of flight, and then after MECO and separating from the upper stage, the first stage will attempt to land once again, this time on Of Course I Still Love You, which is stationed downrange to the northeast of Cape Canaveral, off the coast of the Carolinas. And that would be its 7th landing should that go well, and of course we'll come back and try to prepare for an 8th mission. So that is the stage 1 recovery plans. As far as fairing recovery, both fairing vessels have departed Port Canaveral and are stationed just a little bit farther downrange. Go Mystery and Go Mischief are out there and will be able to attempt a fairing catch should weather and technical items allow. On the off chance that there is any slight issue, they may opt to allow them to splash down and recover them that way. But either way, both fairing vessels are on station and ready to support tonight's mission as well.
That would be good. I should unmute myself before I start talking. That would be good. So what Thomas was saying there, so GoQuest is the ship that is supporting the drone ship. Of course, I Still Love You tonight. And it is actually only Mischief that is out tonight. The other one that departed was Go Searcher. Go Mystery is still having some of those arms and some of those netting things repaired after some damage that we saw from previous mission. So Go Searcher is out there assisting with the endeavor of grabbing the payload fairings tonight. Which of course we saw yesterday with the Sentinel-6A launch out of Vandenberg that they can simply utilize the splashdown method and fish them out of the water for recovery attempts that don't have both of the fairing catching vessels in them. But yes, Of Course I Still Love You, as of last ping, was about 634 kilometers northeast of the launch pad, being supported by GoQuest, and Go Mischief and Go Searcher were about 730 kilometers northeast of the site, waiting for the payload fairings as well. And another interesting thing about this too, pending a liftoff tonight, this would put the return of the booster into Port Canaveral very close to the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States on Thursday. So we'll be waiting to see specific timing for when this booster will come back. And of course, that assumes that we have a liftoff tonight here. But if all is on track, we are 38 minutes, 38 and a half minutes away. So we should be having the digital go, no go confirmation being done right now from the firing room, where people are basically clicking buttons on their computer system saying that everything is indeed ready from a technical standpoint, and that the vehicle is ready as well to enter fuel load.
And once that does take place, we also have Michael. I believe you are listening in on Mission Control audio in the background, correct?
Not yet. They will be once they bring that up.
Okay, cool. And Michael will be able to relay any important updates from the countdown
I will
end
say
to
it
us.
did just go live, so I do have that now. And if
Yeah.
I
Okay,
hear them
perfect.
call out anything, I will call that out.
Do you want me to
And
put
of-
that into Discord?
Sure, if you're able to.
Yeah, I can put that into Discord for you.
Yeah, that would be awesome for Thomas and I. Yeah.
So the next big call out that we should hopefully hear from that is a go for propellant load, and again, that should come in the next couple minutes. Michael Doss, whoever is running the questions from the studio right now, do we have any questions that we can start answering?
Yeah, I can take a look in the panel and see what the chat has asked. Just give me a second to bring it up. I was working another issue that I did just get fixed. So let's take a look. First of all, a couple of super chats. Greg with $20. Thank you so much, Greg. And then Rough Riders says, you think after this one, B1049 will also be the first to do Flight 8? Happy Sunday all. So what are our thoughts about B1049 potentially flying for an 8th time after today's launch?
Well, assuming that tonight's mission goes off without a hitch, and before I get into that question, we should note that we definitely just heard the fueling systems at Pad 40 come to life. So I'm gonna bet that they are go for propellant load. We'll wait for the official confirmation.
We just got a hold called.
Okay, a hold has been called on the
Wait.
countdown net. Maybe.
I heard standing down, and I was trying to listen to the rest there. Let me get what exactly he said.
Yeah.
And a hold has
hold.
been kept. It is not super uncommon to hear the fueling systems when fueling starts. However, if we're hearing a hold on the countdown net, that would very likely indicate a scrub for tonight.
That was a full standing down from today's attempt. That was a full standing down from today's attempt for mission assurance, is what they just said. Sorry about that. I had to rewind and find where he said that, but let me repeat that one more time. I'm going to say exactly what he said.
Yeah, no Starlink mission tonight. Additional mission assurance required is what I got out of that, and what others are reporting as well. Yeah. Yeah. So we will wait. This will be a short stream for us here at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, and we'll wait to see what they come back with in terms of a date when they will try again, and what the issue was that got them for mission assurance. Thomas, unfortunately, was this your last attempt for the year for us?
Well, maybe not for the year. We'll see. But I am departing Florida for a little bit tomorrow, so the very earliest they could try again is tomorrow night. Of course, it depends on what the issue was and how long it takes to resolve that. But assuming it is tomorrow or within the next couple of days, it'll be up to you, Chris. But perhaps I will be able to help from the studio at home. But yes, so we are standing down from this mission for mission assurance, which usually means some sort of technical issue that they want to investigate and make sure they have fully resolved before launch. Doesn't necessarily mean it was an issue that could prevent the actual launch going successfully. Usually it is an extra thing that said, okay, we could probably launch and waive this issue, but we want to make sure we understand exactly what's going on. So they're going to take some extra time and look at that. And of course, like we just mentioned, this is the 7th flight of this booster, the fleet leader, as SpaceX calls them. So they're likely going to be able to, they're going to want to take every piece of data they can get from this booster, even if that means delaying a launch. And of course, this is an internal payload to SpaceX. They're not delaying a customer mission. So between all of those factors, not a huge surprise that they're going to take some extra time and make sure that this mission goes off correctly. But again, we are scrubbed for the night. They are standing down for tonight's launch opportunity. They did not get into propellant loading, and we're going to have to wait for more word on that, but there is no launch happening tonight.
Yeah. That doesn't mean I can't play with a robot. I've been on the screen right now. You can see the robotic feed there, and I was doing the full zoom in. You can see the difference with the extra zoom on the robot. I've been trying to dial in the tint and stuff like that, and it looks a little bit green right now, and I'm going to try to get a little bit brighter. But I've been using this time to actually play with the robot, because this is that automated PTZ camera that we have deployed with the control unit, and I've got the Xbox controller plugged in, and when I zoom in and out and stuff like that, I literally tap the B button to lock the focus at whatever the focus is on. So that's what I've been playing with here. I'll get the cue and stuff like that dialed in.
Looking good there on the on the left hand side of the screen there, Doss. Really looking sharp.
Yeah, that's we'll get it the rest of the way dialed in. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to point it in the dark at the well lit rocket like this, but it's super sharp. It just needs to be a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
less green.
And are we good to break down the more complicated setup, DOS, and we can leave the robot up as long as possible? With scrubs like this, we don't have like an option to like stay later, so I just don't want us to get surprised by an urgent teardown.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Michael, if you can switch us over to full screen on the robot, that's full screen on the robot, and we can work with this a little bit while we wait. Are we waiting? Are we going to hear anything else? What is our plan here? We think we're going to get.
No, we're not waiting for anything. There'll be no other word from SpaceX aside from on their social media channel. Here at the Causeway, we're just waiting for the photographers basically to finish packing up all their gear again, and then we're going to be caravanning out here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there we go. We'll see what it. I've got it zoomed all the way out. That's what the robot looks like, zoomed all the way out. And then if we want to go all the way in, I can literally click a button and see what this looks like. And it'll go all the way in. Then hunt the autofocus because I didn't. You can actually save the focus and all the settings per preset. So the camera will just jump to the focus and exposure and all the stuff whenever you click a preset, which is really cool. But you can see there, I need to clean that up just a little bit. It's a little bit of a noisy image there, but we'll keep working on it. Honestly, it's good times. So I'll grab we got some questions. I don't think we're answering any more questions right now. I mean, questions on how the weather's looking and that sort of stuff. To wrap those up, we are in an official
the weather
scrub.
looks great.
Yeah, they could launch, but we did get the call over the countdown net there saying that it was a hold due to mission assurance, was what they said over the SpaceX countdown net. So the weather is irrelevant, unfortunately, with this one. Chris, how are y'all doing out there? Are there mosquitoes out? Is it terrible? Was it a nice night for a launch?
No, it's actually a really nice night for a launch. It's actually a really nice launch. Really nice night for a launch. Sorry. I was distracted by what someone was showing me.
Oh,
and I was reading off
sorry.
camera. No, it was actually a really nice night for launch. Nice breeze, not a lot of mosquitoes. We do believe, so the weather forecast for tomorrow had about an 80% chance of acceptable weather conditions. So definitely better than today, although today was not horrible for them either. But we will see, because if memory serves, Thomas, the landing and recovery weather was worse tomorrow than it was for today. And they do delay for recovery weather now. So we'll have to see. But again, that assumes they can try again tomorrow, which we'll have to wait and see as well. But basically, if they do try again tomorrow, it would be roughly 22 minutes earlier than it was today. If that makes sense, DOS.
Yeah, good deal. Sorry, I thought
Okay.
you asked Thomas something there, but Thomas is probably packing up the other kit. I have now realized.
Nope, I agreed with what he said. Yes.
Aha! Excellent. All right. Well, I mean, it's a little bit of a downer there, I guess. Multi-Space Industries, thanks for the $2 saying hashtag sad for scrubs. That's okay. We got Sentinel going out early yesterday morning. Was that yesterday? I can't even keep track of the days anymore. But we did get Sentinel out there in Vandenberg breaking that launch, and whatever's going on with this one, again, they just said mission assurance. I am sure that we will hear from them on exactly what that delay is. We don't know if it's going to be a 24-hour. Do we know, do they have like a 24-hour window, or are they going to have to wait a couple days because of something else that's going on?
We do know that they have a backup opportunity tomorrow. At least that's what was indicated by the weather forecast. And again, the weather forecast did look pretty good for tomorrow, except for recovery weather, which didn't look great. So
Right.
Stay tuned for that. But at the earliest, their next attempt would be tomorrow, yes.
Gotcha. So it is possible they could give this a try tomorrow. But we will hear from SpaceX. I'm sure they'll give a tweet saying exactly what the deal was, what the plan is there. And we will, of course, tweet that out and plan on being live the next time. I mean, I sort of feel like we're in wrap-up mode here because we know that there is nothing else going on. It is an official scrub. So we're basically donezo for the evening. What is our next stream? Do we have any tests coming up at Boca Chica or anything like that? I know that there were some windows, there were some road closures and stuff, but last I saw, I'm going to go check in real quick. We had not seen those official notices saying that there was going to be a, little notes they get on the door saying at such and such time, listen for the siren. I know that they had the road closure scheduled for tomorrow, all day, 12 hours there, but I did not at last update see whether or not Mary, Boca Chica gal, had gotten that warning. So if she doesn't get that warning, we may not
Yes, let me open it.
be
Oh,
seeing that
sorry there,
tomorrow.
Doss. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I thought you were going to open the warning and tell me if you had a warning or not. So we do stand by for that. Of course, if something's going on out at Boca Chica, we will plan on bringing it to you live. That's for sure. And then also, if we get an updated date on this Starlink launch, the 7th launch for, what do they keep calling it? A Fleet Leader, I think. The most launches, most reuses of a single booster. When we get that information from SpaceX, we will, of course, relay that on and set up streams and stuff like that so that we can cover all the news that is space news across the nation. I don't know. Was that I think that's the way that quote goes, but we do more than that. We do the entire world. So, anyways, I do believe that's going to be about the end of our coverage here. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to keep y'all out there any more than we need to. I'm having fun playing with the bot on the Xbox controller here and zooming in and out and stuff like that. I could keep playing this game as long as somebody would allow me to leave that camera out there and powered up. The battery pack will power it for about 12 hours, so I got lots of time to play. It's just that they kick them off the causeway. So, anyways, unfortunately, again, y'all, I'll repeat it one more time. That is an official scrub for the Starlink launch tonight. Hashtag sad for scrubs, like Moldy Space Industry said. We are going to go ahead and end our live coverage here. Unfortunately, out there on the causeway this evening, Chris Gebhardt, Assistant Managing Editor for NASASpaceflight. Chris, thanks for rolling it out. You hate it, but thank you for making it out there, even though we got a scrub here.
Indeed, anytime.
It's how it goes. That's what you sign up for, I guess, sometimes. Also out there on the causeway, we've got Thomas Berghardt rapidly packing things into Pelican cases to get them on back up home. Thomas, I don't know if Thomas is on comms or not. He may be super busy, but if you're on comms, there he is. Thomas, thank you for rolling out there and making it so that if they were going to launch this thing, we would have multiple live feeds of it.
Yep, fortunately scrub for tonight, but we'll be back as soon as they are ready to try again, and we will also be back for more live streams from other launches and other events, so stay tuned for more stuff, but we're signing off for now. Thanks for joining us for a short scrub stream, but sometimes it happens. You want scrubs, not ruds, so
Scrubs,
thanks
not
for tuning in.
Yeah, scrubs, not ruds. I like it.
Ruds. And one thing that I do want to say just real quick, in terms of tomorrow, while we wait to see when Falcon 9 will try again, tomorrow being the earliest, China will be launching their lunar sample return mission to the moon tomorrow afternoon Eastern time here in the United States. Late in the day, Chinese local time, so definitely pay attention to that. Big mission of the Shenzhou 5 launching from China tomorrow. So we'll have good coverage of that, mainly on our news and social media sides. But yes, big launch tomorrow to the moon.
Good deal. All right, y'all. Back in the studio. I'll sign out for both of us. I know Michael Baylor is working some tech issues right now. We had all sorts of plans for this launch, too. I guess we just have more time to prepare now. But Michael Baylor on the technical side, running the broadcast this evening. Michael, thank you. I know we lost Michael on comms there, but he can still hear what we're saying. So quick, everybody, talk nice about Michael Baylor for everything he does for us. And lastly here, I'm John Galloway with NASASpaceflight, talking and playing with a robot with my Xbox controller here. Not sponsored by Xbox, but that is going to wrap up our live coverage this evening. We will let you know what's happening next. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, follow on Twitter if that's what you want. The main camera or the main feed is at NASASpaceflight over on Twitter. But for now, that is the end of our coverage, and we will see you nerds later.
Chamber pressure looks good. Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantic. Flight outside speed off.
Yikes. You bet. Okay. We don't need any more of these.